Hello, I'm Sean Abigail. This is Encounters with Life. All right, I want to talk to you today about a subject Canadians don't really talk about very much, and that is limited government. But before I get into that, can I ask you to leave a comment, to subscribe to the channel, click the like button? Some sort of engagement would really help me grow this channel. All right, so limited government, it's an American concept. Canada seems to embrace government expanding continuously. In the United States, there's a lot of debate over this, and there are efforts to slim down government. Not really a Canadian thing, but should it be? Should government constantly get larger, constantly take more responsibility for our life, constantly give us more and more services? I'm just not sure. I don't think that uh, limiting our self-reliance is a good thing. I think that it's important for us as individuals to be, to whatever extent we can, self-reliant. Now, that doesn't mean that I completely reject a range of social programs. That's not true at all. But let me say that there are two things that I think a government needs to do, and a government would be judged by. And this is not political philosophy, okay? I'm not delving into some of the great political thinkers of all time and so on. Just practically speaking, there's two things that every government needs to do, and it will be judged on whether it does that. And the first is protecting us from the bad guys, whether that is external or internal. External is countries that might seek to harm Canada. Internal is the criminals, the bad guys, people who would commit crimes against us. That needs to be something that governments need to focus on at controlling crime. And it's something that I don't feel that the Canadian government has been doing. At least Canadians do not feel safe. Now you can say, well, you know, the crime rate in this particular province and this particular type of crime is down and so on. Okay, how do people feel? Do they feel safe? Do they feel safe going out at night? Do they feel safe walking around downtown city? Do they feel safe going to restaurants and out? Or do they cocoon? When the lights go out at night, do they just stay home and pretend to be happy without going out? I think that Canadians are not feeling safe at the moment. And by that standard, our governments have failed us. The second standard that I give, by which a government should be judged, is whether they can keep the electricity on. Are they providing a regulatory regime? Are they providing policies and so on which allow for electricity to be generated and distributed? So what we're seeing is a strong emphasis on renewable energy, solar and wind in particular. And that's all good, unless it's a cloudy day, unless it's nighttime, unless the wind dies down. But you know what? You need to have something for the base load. And if we have more, that's great. But Canada needs reliable electricity, reliable and inexpensive electricity. That's what our civilization is based on. When the lights go out, when the electricity stops, we are in serious trouble. All this in Ottawa, we're building this light rail for getting people in and out of the downtown core. It's all driven by electricity. If the power goes out, guess what? Everyone's stuck where they are. And I don't think governments have been doing a serious job about this. Now, one exception, the Ontario government announced maybe a year ago that they're going to build a new nuclear plant. Well, that's, I think, a positive step. In the standards of whether a government is guaranteeing reliable electricity, that's a positive step. All right, limited government, yes, no. The two standards that I've set here, protecting us from the bad guys and keeping the electricity on. What do you think? What are your opinions? Am I pushing an American agenda here, or is this something reasonable that Canadians need to be thinking about? Should we be expanding the range of government services continually? Should we be more self-reliant? These are all questions. I would love to hear what you have to say. So if you get a chance, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. I'm Sean Abigail. That's Encounters with Life.